All right, welcome to the Rocket Launcher podcast. This is episode 131. I am your host, Supreme King. Join with me is my co-host, as always, and his name is.
Your guy who amazes.
How's it going, man?
Good man,
How's
just drink
everything?
some water, staying hydrated.
Staying hydrated. It's
Yeah,
warming up. I'm excited about it warming up.
it is.
I guess so. This is a little bit late or later in the week, technically the whole next week because of technical difficulties I was having last minute. So this is gonna go out. I'm gonna probably try to have this out actually tonight. So if
Okay.
somebody hears this, this was recorded maybe 5 hours prior. So I'm gonna try to put this out early as we can because usually when news breaks, it's always at the beginning of the week, and if I'm putting this out, it's outdated by that time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the talk of the internet for maybe a couple days was a couple new games. Well, one of them we've known about for a while, which is just a sequel. And then the other one is the new Silent Hill, which I believe is a brand new game, Silent Hill F. And then the first game I actually wanted to talk about was Death Stranding 2. They released like a nice 10-ish minute trailer that didn't even feel like 10 minutes for me.
Yeah.
It felt like it flowed very well. It showed a lot of characters, a lot of things going on. Both games, that and Silent Hill, is more of a. It reminds me of like horror games, so I have my little Resident Evil footage over here, just to fit the theme real quick. But I will be transparent. I did not play Death Stranding 1 yet. I do have the director's cut, I believe, and then I think another version of it that was given away on Epic Games probably a year ago. But this is still very intriguing. I know the game is centered around being an Amazon package handler, but it's also like so many other things that was going on at the same time when you're playing with the Walking Dead dude with the little baby. But I'm still very much interested in the franchise at this point. It's a franchise and a series technically now. Do you have any thoughts on this?
The trailer looked great. It feels like it's one of those games where you can show off a lot and still not show off everything, right? Because they
Yeah,
always put a lot into it. Um, I don't know. I couldn't. And I didn't play the first one. But like every time I saw like footage of it, there was nothing that really pulled me into playing it. So I don't think it's just not my genre. Uh, for it. But like the trailer looks great, and for those that are fans of the first one, it looks like you're gonna be eating really good for the sequel. Like it looks like from what I saw from the trailer, one of those. You know how like lately it felt like a lot of sequels just felt like more of the same. This felt like a sequel.
yeah. There was a lot going on. A couple new characters that was shown off. You could see a lot of like story amongst the different characters all in that trailer. So there's going to be a lot of layers to this game. It's not just one single story, basically. And that's good storytelling, good character development. So you can really, you might choose a side, basically, whenever you have that many different moving parts. So I'm actually very much interested in this. I don't know when I'll get around to the series because I don't usually start a new series right away like that. I'm always like just waiting to see the reception. Is it good enough for a sequel? This one is one of those that's actually good enough for a sequel, I guess. I do remember the launch of Death Stranding, the first game, and how shaky it was to the audience because people didn't know what it was about, and then people weren't really too receptive of its play style. It still has a lot
Yeah.
of gameplay and everything, but it still was a lot more focused on, you know, delivering the packages and everything in the very beginning. I think the motorcycle thing was introduced later, from my understanding, but I am going to play it. I own it. I am very intrigued with the actual trailer itself. Kojima always tends to go way outside the box with a lot of his projects. And then he has his character in there that was shown off like somewhere in the middle of it where he clearly was is a snake reference from Metal Gear Solid, with his bandana and everything, and he's got his little crew and everything he's doing. So it's like, okay, I don't know how far he's allowed to go with that, but I guess because he was, you know, it's not his property anymore.
Yeah.
But there's always those gray areas. It's almost like a
As long as you don't mention the like name directly.
yeah. I mean, it was just how it looked, and it's funny because they have their own game that's coming out, the remake of the Metal Gear game. But yeah, I'm sold on it. So Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is coming out June 24th, 2025. So before you know it, it'll be available. And I think they had a bunch of different versions, like collector's editions and all of that. So probably a big deal. It might be one of our game of the year contenders, depending on its performance, depending on its reception. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what it does. Any last things you want to say on this particular topic for this game?
No, not Death Stranding.
Well, I would like to move forward and just cover the Silent Hill F game. I actually thought that one was really interesting because it looked like they rebooted without rebooting a little bit. Like they just took it and went to a whole nother area. And I didn't see, like, there was no pyramid head. Some of the enemies were new. You know, they just had a different feel for it. Very scary looking, I'm gonna be honest. It reminded me of the movie The Grudge a little bit, maybe The Ring for a few people. And I look forward to it. I actually didn't get around to playing Silent Hill 2 the remake yet either, so I know I'm just like, you know, talking from the outside looking in, but I do plan to actually play that. That was on my list to get on Black Friday, but I kind of missed the sale on that particular game. But this one looks more like they decided to tell a story that was very separate from what you normally see from Silent Hill. Because I've seen the movies, I've seen some of the other games and stuff. It looks like they still have the theme where the world changes at a certain point and you hear the sirens, but it's like it's different people, different enemy types, all of that. So I'm very much interested in it, and I'm glad that they have like a franchise that they're pulling out here to you know, compete possibly with a Resident Evil, compete with maybe some of the other franchises in this type of you know, like genre. Like what comes to mind is Outlast, which really wasn't that big of a genre, but or big of a franchise, but just something other than Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Resident Evil fans are still gonna enjoy Silent Hill, and then Silent Hill fans got plenty of Resident Evil games. And so I like it. I like it. I know it's weird to come out with some horror like stuff now and not maybe showing it off around September for an October release or something, but hey, a game is a game. At least yeah, all around. And by the time we get to October time frame, you know, you might see a nice good sale on one of these games. But I'm buying both. I want to play both.
Okay.
Maybe not this year for one of them. Maybe I might, because I still got to play the other games, you know. But I am in these franchises. Definitely, I do like what I see. Just like with Resident Evil on the screen, it's just a matter of just, you know, learning the game and then getting through it. but it looks fun. Um, I do wonder with Silent Hill, are they going to give you the ability to jump back and forth between like English voice acting and maybe Japanese voice acting with subtitles? Um,
Well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have it like a dub and stuff.
Because I mean, like a lot of people who are anime watchers and stuff, they know the acting is far more superior in the Japanese like voice actor style, and they
Yes, but
rather.
uh, on that with those the weebs who like argue that point, it actually works the other way as well. It's whatever the native language is that the thing comes out in is always going to be acted better. Because I
Hmm.
found out, for example, King of the Hill is very popular over in Japan, but they watch it in English. They don't watch they watch it subbed and
Hmm.
not dubbed because for those that are King of the Hill fans, the issue is you lose a lot of the inflections because they're just reading the script.
Hmm.
So one of the characters, he mumbles right through everything he says, but because
Hmm.
there is still technically a script, the voice actor that does the dub doesn't know that, so he's actually saying what he's supposed to be saying. So then, if you're watching it dubbed, you lose that comedy bit of him mumbling through his words. So it's not just anime. So, but I also watch anime dubbed. I don't care.
I just know the Japanese voice acting usually hits better. A one particular show that I can reference is Attack on Titan.
That is
Like
the only one I watch subbed.
that one is like a night and day difference. Like it's almost like it made it seem like the English actors weren't even trying. That's how it seemed, and I can imagine this might have that same kind of effect within the game. I think they might give you the option. They should, hopefully. If not, I would wait for that type of patch update, honestly. Um,
I'm
but
sure they
yeah,
will.
because I do like what I saw. And I hope that this is a franchise that continues to grow. Like you don't have to keep. This is the one thing I like about both games so far. Like you do not have to keep doing remasters of stuff. You can
Yes.
push the series forward. And I think this is technically the first true Silent Hill game that's being pushed forward, where before we were still hovering in the past. And so, yeah, I'm excited for this, and I will be buying this. I will be buying this and picking it up at some point. Is this one a game of the year contender as well? I don't know. We will have to see. Its performance as well. I actually don't think this one has a release date. I don't think they gave one. So I don't know if this is coming out this year. It may be next year, maybe the year after kind of thing, but I'll be looking forward to it. At the very least, it has to be better than Silent Hill 2's remake, remake, to an extent, and that one was well received. So it's only up from here. Anything else you want to say on this topic at all?
But no, you kind of covered it. I was just gonna mention the thing about not doing remakes and moving forward. So, eh.
Yeah, I think a lot of franchises can benefit from just moving forward. It's funny because if you do a remake, you're already doing the work to do it, to move it forward. It's like if you just like reskin the person and give
Yeah.
them a different name, it's almost like it would have been a different game anyway. Or if you're gonna do remakes, like go find a game from like Super Nintendo that's like extra pixelated, like a dot on the screen almost, like
Yeah.
not something from PS3 and PS4
That was
and
like, so. For example, Medieval when that got remade,
hmm
and they showed the side by side comparison, and you're just like, oh yeah, this needed to like update graphics. Like,
yeah, I mean
that
if you grab something from the N64, you know what I'm saying, and it's something you ain't even heard of in a long time, I can understand that.
but not
But some
PS3,
of but
PS4.
like Days Gone, it's like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of it's silly, man. I don't even understand what we doing. But anyways, we could probably move forward, and I have a couple of your topics here we could probably just touch on. Um, the PS Plus thing. Did you want to talk about the PS Plus thing?
Yeah. So I found out that different regions sometimes get different games for the PS Plus free games. So for example, for March, right, we had Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Apparently, in the Middle East, because of their beliefs, Dragon Age: Veilguard was not like one of the games that was allowed over there because of the type of characters that are in it. So they got a different game instead. Um, don't remember which game they got. And I was looking it up and it didn't mention, but they did get something else. But I do know that for Japan, apparently they had to get a game called Relayer instead of
Mm-hmm.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because there was something with the licensing agreement over in Japan where they couldn't get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game.
I think it was really silly too about it because Dragon Age. I think you mentioned at one point about the contents of that one showing coming from whoever was playing the game early. It don't matter if you put a droplet of any of that in there, and people know what I'm talking about. Like the industry, or not the industry, but the fan base and people will react a certain way, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe they
because
was overreacting, maybe, but um,
well, for the Middle East, that's their laws, unfortunately.
so are
So,
they not able to buy the game either? Like, let's say somebody just wants to have it, they can't just buy it.
uh, I don't think so. I don't think it's sold over there.
That's crazy. So, well, I don't need to ask you more questions. I was just thinking, like, what happens if somebody sneaking
There
by it?
are like
And,
they could probably do that, or you'd have to do like a VPN sort of thing to change your region.
mm-hmm.
But like there are certain games that are just like in certain areas, it's not allowed. And some of them it moves past like that. Like I believe some of them as well. It'll be like if the contents
I
of
just wonder though too, like if somebody did not cover that right and didn't make it a thing, and it was still just Dragon Age, and then it came up later, like what would have happened? Like if after the people was playing it, they
um
had it,
probably
you know,
one of those things where it's like they're gonna get like if they find out they get rid of the copies and then you can't like do it anymore.
they're
And
like
I think
turn in
part of
your
it,
copy now, I
I don't think
guess.
they do that, but it's just like you can't. It's one of those like, well, we're removing it from the store. You can't buy it anymore. But if you already owned it, like there's nothing you can do about it.
I
Um,
remember the ongoing thing, which I think pretty much died out, but the GTA thing where everybody was trying to fight GTA.
yeah.
And then maybe a few generations before that, there was even an issue with Power Rangers at one point,
Hmm.
where people was trying to fight that. It's just kind of it's
But I
silly. I mean,
mean,
at the end of the day, the franchises usually win.
people were
Usually,
all starting to fight Barney.
Barney.
Yeah, that one was crazy. That was yeah. That story was just like it was just when you hear it and you hear these people talking about why they like joined groups to try and like end Barney. It was just like, bro, is you really that jealous as an adult? Like, because someone made a show for 3 to 5 year olds, and you're like, well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm 13 and I don't like it, or I'm 30 and I'm jealous because my kid cares more about Barney. It was crazy. If you haven't seen that Barney documentary, I suggest it.
No, not really. I
Hey,
remember his little. I do remember when I was younger. His little. It's funny we talk about it now. His little like Barney plush doll or something was like really,
yeah.
really, really popular at one point.
Hmm.
It was
But
just
that was
like
the thing. It was
everybody wanted it.
the lady who made it. It was like I understand her logic. She just said that like a lot of the kid shows were aimed towards like 5 and 6 year olds, and there wasn't really anything outside of like Sesame Street that was aimed towards even younger than that, right? And it's just like your 3 year old over here watching fighting and everything. Some parents don't want that, so she made Barney, and then it blew up for the 3 to 5. Like it wasn't made for like the 7 year old kid to sit there and have to watch. It was literally for the 3 year old to like
Well, for
watch something
anybody in
that
any of
people
these
got mad.
regions, just to I guess get back in the subject, the one thing that comes to mind is you will still have emulation at the end of the day.
Yep.
So years later, you could probably play any old game on a random device. I'm pretty sure there's like some game out there that people forgot about a long time ago that you could probably just get on a device and play. This might be one of them where you would just have to play it later. But yeah, yeah, I guess. But there's at the end of the day, the franchises win. Even when like they go out of print or something, and everybody has to find new jobs or something. The franchises are usually out there. Where later on, like if you really think about the bulk of emulation, all those companies are gone. Everybody's either retired or done, and all of that stuff still lives on, and you can just play it on your new handhelds or whatever you got going on, a Steam Deck or something. And so I
Also,
think, Dragon Age might be the same way.
yeah, also to not make it just seem like it's only like that sort of issue with other people complain about. For example, Cyberpunk was also heavily censored. It wasn't outright banned, but any instances of like nudity was completely censored, and some of the violence was also censored. So certain places overseas have strict laws against any of that type of stuff being shown.
Yeah.
Regardless, not just the the woke contents, but also just in general nudity and violence. So sometimes I would just say, yeah, you might have to emulate or buy it from another region. I mean, even in the U.S., they censor certain things from Japanese, like anime stuff. So unfortunate.
I guess it depends on the platform. I know PlayStation had tried to censor a horror game where if you bought the PlayStation version,
Yep.
they I forgot what the name of the game was, but I guess they had it where you were playing the mortician that was cutting off somebody's face or something, and if you had the PlayStation version, it was just like, no, this has to be taken out. But if you literally got it on Xbox or PC, it was still there, and so
Yep.
that was a thing. I forgot what the name of it was, but a lot of people know. Well, you just have to go for wherever you can find the complete product, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it somehow, some way.
Oh yeah.
Um, I guess. Do you want to mention the Hellraiser thing?
Oh yeah. So, unfortunately, with licensing expiring, and I hate that this happens. I feel like if the game paid like an upfront amount to use the character, just let them use it. But apparently they haven't said that's the reason why. But the Cenobite from Hellraiser is going to be leaving Dead by Daylight in
Well, what does that mean for people who bought
so
the skin or
you
whatever?
get to have it. So up until April 4th, what's happening is if you buy it, you get to continue using the content, but after April 4th, no one new can purchase it. So you have it if you purchased it. It's yours. It's in the game. You can use the character. If people play against you and you're using that character, it's perfectly fine. But if you want to buy the chapter contents, you cannot after April 4th. So they
It's
have
kind
it
of
on like
silly.
they have it on like
Yeah,
a super sale right now.
yeah.
Whereas like so if you want to buy it, it's like buy it up now. It's like super cheap. But yeah, it's because I don't like it's they whatever licensing thing. It's they can only sell it for so long. That's what happened with Stranger Things as well. Like no one could buy um the Demigorgon anymore. It got removed as well as the characters. But if you had already purchased it, you get to keep it.
I don't understand that really. I mean, I understand. I do understand it, but at the same time, I'm just like I don't see. It's one of those things where it's like if you can just go into the board meeting and just say, like just let it happen, like let it stay.
Hmm.
Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah,
Because it's
it's they
like that
want.
movie as a franchise is done. Like, who is actually? They attempted to make more movies, and didn't nobody see them. It's got to the point where some of them were like straight to DVD type movies, and
Hmm.
it's like just let the people enjoy the nostalgic thing. Like, why are we
Yeah, it's because
that?
they want them to continue to pay them to use it, and when they're like, we're not going to pay anymore, then it's like, well, then you don't get to use it. or they want to ask for more money. To
Because they would
continue.
just get it from the franchise. They would get it from the sales, you know. Because it's like I honestly think at this point, this is selling more than the actual movie because everybody has either watched the movie or owns it, and if not, you'll probably click on it if you see it under like Tubi or Netflix or something. But nobody's going out to buy this anymore.
I agree.
Like, it's so it's probably the biggest franchise seller right now currently is whatever they're making in the video game. They're not going to do anything but cut off their own money. That's dumb. I don't I don't know. But, you know, nobody wants to listen to you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not in these meetings. You're not some executive person, I guess. It's like, all right. It's just common sense though. It's like it's common sense. It's like if you put it in there, because this is the one game where a lot of these franchises get to somewhat be in the same world or whatever. Because after a while, like, don't nobody really care who owns what the franchise is anymore. They just want to enjoy the franchises. It's like the Freddy versus Jason moment. It's like that should have continued to happen, but just didn't. Yep. But I don't know. Hey, if they don't want money anymore, they don't need it. They're not gonna do nothing but just shut everybody away. So it is what it is. But I guess we can move forward. I can mention real quick the Epic Games stuff. Epic Games, our unofficial sponsor, who gives out free games every week, and sometimes there's more than one game, and usually in the holiday season time it's a game like every day basically. And so as of right now, I believe until March 20th you can go claim the game Mortal Shell, and also the World of Warships Anniversary Party. That's a specific thing. But those two things are available right now until March 20th. I believe my co-host is supposed to be playing one of these games to regain his manhood. I think it was Mortal Shell, yes, because of some footage that might not even come up yet. But from March 20th to March 27th, they have Jurassic World Evolution 2. It's funny enough, I remember when I first heard the name, I was excited because I thought it was going to be maybe a horror-ish thing where you're like trying to like run from these things or something. And then it ended up being like some sort of like city skylines type game. I'm like, what are we doing? Who came up with this?
Park, but eventually, like, walls deteriorate, the dinosaurs will get out, and you gotta quickly recage them. Otherwise, you tear up everything.
Yeah, it's silly. But people liked it, and they had a whole sequel. And I think actually both games was given away from me. I never even touched them. Did you get both of them at one point?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I grabbed them. I haven't played them, but I know someone who does.
I'll enjoy watching the new movie. I think there's gonna be another movie. I do think they're deviating away from the dinosaurs just a little bit with some of these concepts in the newer movies. If anybody like seen the last couple of them, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to spoil it. It's just like, well, let's focus back on the T-Rex a little bit more. Let's try to do
what
that.
I need them to do is stop trying to do this in real life. Honestly.
The T-Rex? You don't want to see a T-Rex?
Just in general, no.
You don't want.
What am I gonna do seeing a T-Rex?
It could be in the zoo. We could put him in the zoo.
They already did the movie showing that's a bad idea. And then they brought, like, apparently they're trying to revive the woolly mammoth and everything in real life. So they like fused it with my, like, just like there's already movies that was like, this is a bad idea, and then somebody's like, I'm gonna do it. Like, why? We've already established don't do it.
I actually wanted to do it, man. I wanted to bring back the T-Rex. I mean, we already got, we got the other ones. We got the lions and stuff. It can't be that much worse than a lion in real life. It's just like, just don't go near it. The lions are out there in the wild. Like, if you really wanted to, you can like go hop on a plane and go to it. I
and
feel
I
like the
haven't.
T-Rex would be the same way. You just, if you really want to go, you would hop on a plane and go to the T-Rex. And so just don't go to the T-Rex.
No, it's still a horrible
It's
idea.
still,
Still a horrible idea. Because the T-Rex is gonna come to you. The lion's not gonna come to you, but the T-Rex might come to you.
the T-Rex might come to you. All right. Well, real quick. My co-host lost his manhood when he decided to play this game on the screen, and I
No,
was
you
like
right.
pressing him on it at one point because I'm like, why you want to show this? But this was one of the epic games that was given away. I want to say last week, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, them fighting herds.
and yeah, so my co-host is gonna explain to you why he has no testosterone in his body. Go right ahead and let everybody know why
All
you
right,
played this.
so it's a goofy game designed by like one of the artists for Powerpuff Girls. It's just a fighting game, and it's ridiculous, extra goofy for no reason, and extra tough for no reason. Like it is not a button mash
Oh
sort
my
of game,
gosh.
which you would think it was, but nope, it is. You got to do combos, otherwise you're gonna get beaten. Uh, but they
So
play.
you out here losing? You're not
Uh,
losing on here.
oh yeah, I'm losing after
You're
this.
losing. Oh my
The
god.
training.
All
Yeah, well,
right.
because I wasn't sitting here trying to study the controls. I ain't playing this again. But no, this it's ridiculous for no reason. Just variety of characters again for no reason. Uh, if you need something for just like a quick laugh, this is good. It's like it tries to be again. It's like as tough as other fighting games, but also ridiculous. And it's like, look, um,
He bought
but
the collector's edition. He got the
I
statue.
I did not. And this is straight up the free game. It like was like 2 gigs and everything, and I needed something to like just do for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and like get some footage. And I was like, sure, why not? And just grab this since it was the free game. Uh, the enemies block a lot, so I can tell you that as
They
well.
block a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
They definitely block for just it gets really annoying trying to hit a combo and they just block half of it. But yeah, right now I'm playing as an alpaca, which is also weird.
What?
An alpaca, it's the spitting type of llama, the llamas that spit, the
I
Spanish one.
guess. I guess.
But out of all the characters, like so, there's a variety of like you got your ones who just regular fight. There's a dragon that can spit fire. One of them that is like supposed to be like a witch, so it like has a book and like a giant claw comes out of the book to attack. All of them except the alpaca can talk. The alpaca like barks like a dog for some
Oh
reason.
my
I
gosh.
tried like it's just extra goofy and stupid. It also throws like fruit as you've been seeing on there. And if you eat the fruit, you get your health back. Only the alpaca does that. Uh, but yeah, extra goofy. Just a dumb little fun game to play. But like, if you want to try and master it, it takes work.
All right. Well, my co-host will be playing Mortal Shell
I played it a little bit.
and
Before it goes well.
fighting Grisha to regain his manhood. Please. So we ain't gotta ever see this game again. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Do not cancel me, for I was not the one playing.
Ain't
I
nothing
didn't
we can. That's a
suggest.
fighting game.
They can cancel
Epic
him.
gave
Don't.
look, man. If you want that Epic sponsorship, we gotta play the games that they give
No.
away for free.
Okay. Then Mortal Shell is the next one,
No, it's your
please.
turn. I played this one, and now it's your turn. You play more.
I do be playing them. I just picked up. What game did I play? I played. I played. Matter of fact, I was the first one to do it because I played Hugh. I played Hugh first.
And then I played
That was
this,
a
and
long
now
time
you
ago.
play,
But yeah.
and now you gotta
Anyways,
put more to show footage.
I could show some footage. You still got to regain your manhood though. This ain't this. This is too far right here. I don't know
It's
what this is. It's a fighting game. It don't look
Yeah,
like they. It looked like they hugging the way cats hug each other when they just do that. That's how, no. Anyways, I got a couple more things we can move forward. So, we're still somewhat in between the
Oh,
Epic Games part. Do
real quick,
you go ahead?
but you might have been about to bring it up since you mentioned Epic Games, the Amazon games.
Yeah, go ahead.
So right now for March, they're going to be giving away. Currently, you can get Saints Row the Third remastered,
Hmm.
Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, and that game Crime Boss Rockay City, which I heard wasn't that great, but like if it's free, it's free. And then Nahel Beck's Dungeon Master. uh, then oh yep, you can also now get Wall World, Siberia, The World Before, Endling, Extinction is Forever, um, Dark Deity, the complete edition, Beholder 3. On March 20th, you'll be able to get Wolfenstein The Old Blood. So they're giving away the new blood and now the old blood. Uh
Okay.
Muta Zion, Figment 2, Creed Valley, Legacy of Kain, Defiance. And then March 20th, also Mortal Shell. 27th, The Forgotten City, Deus Ex Invisible War, Session Skate Sim, Let's Build a Zoo, Game Deck, and then the Wisby Mystery. So those would be the March games. By March 27th, you'll be able to grab all of them.
This is for having a Prime account, like a.
Yep. So you need a Prime account, and then some of the games are given away directly to Prime. Some of them are given away through GOG. So you'll need a GOG account. Some of
Okay.
them are given away through Epic. So you add it, and it'll just add to your Epic library. And then now they've been doing where some are via the Microsoft Store. So you'll have a Microsoft account on your PC or on Xbox,
Well,
and you
at
can.
least as long as they give directions on where to give or where to
Yep,
get each one, I think
they
the
tell you
people
where to
shouldn't
go.
be, yeah, too confused. I guess because
Nah,
I would probably feel like because it sounds a little overwhelming in a bit when you mention so many, but as long as they have directions and it's clear, people would know where to just go
usually
and.
when you go to it, it'll show like the list of games, like they'll all
Hmm.
just be there, and then a little icon next to it to show you where it like links to. So it'll say like Epic, the logo, or it'll have the like little gear to let you know it's GOG, and the Microsoft Store. But when you click on it, it has instructions on how to get the game right there. Most of them is just you hit the code, and for Epic, it just goes in your library, in your library. If you click for the GOG ones, it'll give you a one of the like lettered codes that you put in, and you just click redeem code, and it'll take you to GOG.
Okay.
Correct.
Um. Well, I guess the only other real things I had to go over, I wanted to correct myself on something. So, Monster Hunter Wilds had a very successful launch. Apparently, they did 8 million sales in 3 days.
Wow.
Overall, I guess worldwide, they have a big audience in different regions. And so, that game really does have a very, very large fan base, which probably makes sense as it's a franchise that's been there for a really long time amongst a lot of different systems. And so that one is a big deal. It is very, very big, large franchise. We're still waiting for a definitive, detailed review from my co-host. He will give us that eventually. We're hoping for that to be next week.
You keep
But
waiting.
so yeah, next week my co-host will let us know whether or not he was one of the 8 million to
Make it all
dissect
fun.
this game. Would my co-host agree with me that because it's in that 8 million range, that is probably a candidate for a potential game of the year?
Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not a horrible game. Or doesn't mean it's a horrible game. I'm not
Yeah.
a fan of the Monster Hunter mechanic, personally. I can see its appeal for people, but I'm not just a straight up hater of the game. Like it's fine. So
All
yeah,
right. Well,
definitely a contender. It's not my game of the year.
let's see. So I do want to move forward to my very last thing. Very real quick news on the Switch 2. The Switch 2's, what do they call it? Their direct is supposed to be at the beginning of April.
No,
Um I think at that point we're going to know definitively, but the rumor-ish, I don't know how much of it is a rumor, if it's not just leaked information, because they didn't leak the whole system and everything beforehand. But I think what they're going to say is that it's going to be priced at $400 for the system, and they're claiming it's going to have the biggest game released ever as a launch game. I don't know what that means, but they're looking to have their biggest launch basically. So be prepared for some really cool titles. They already showed us the Mario Kart, so you got to know it's got to be whatever it is. It's going to be bigger than that Mario Kart, which means it's probably Mario's 3D actual adventure Odyssey 2 or whatever they're going to call it. But $400, is that a good price for this system?
What is its graphical output right now?
I mean, it might be the same. Y'all know, y'all Nintendo fans. Y'all will be like, okay, this game right here looked better than that Pokemon game, and y'all still bought it. So you know they ain't gonna give you nothing better. So right. Hey, listen, it's about to be worse, and y'all still about to go eat it up. So hey, don't get mad at me.
If it's outputting like 1440,
it ain't outputting no 1440. It's outputting 720, just like it was last time.
I gotta say, no, it's not a good price.
It's gonna be 1080p probably.
People are still gonna buy it though.
Yeah, I'm still actually in the camp currently of I want to get one of the special edition ones. I don't necessarily need them to be like, here's the OLED model, because they conveniently didn't say anything about OLED yet. Yeah. But at the very least, a special edition one, because I still think the OLED Zelda Tears of the Kingdom one is the best looking one, but I didn't want to buy a second Switch. And then the all red Mario one was pretty cool too, but I had the regular first edition one, the one that everybody jailbroke. But I will probably still hold out unless their launch window is really that good. But I'm enjoying my regular Switch. Like I was going to mention, the game that I'm still currently playing is Metroid Prime, or Metroid Prime Remastered. And I'm officially about halfway done, but it might have that game completed next week or sometime, maybe in 2 weeks. And I'll move forward back into the hard stuff. I'm having some withdrawals. I need to play something harder. So it was really Ninja Gaiden that I was going to play right before the end of April, where I jump back into Game Pass and pay the HD remake of Ninja Gaiden 2, and then like Doom, the Dark Ages, a couple other stuff. But I think that is our episode. We can go ahead and stop this now. Before any new footage comes on, and save that for another time. Any last words at all?
No, enjoy the nice weather as it warms up, and again, stay hydrated.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next episode. And yes, enjoy the weather, enjoy the games, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.